Good morning. In this video, we will discuss about the convolution and its properties and problems on the convolution. So, convolution means here, if you take one system like LTI, discrete time system. LTI means linear time invariant system, and which is having the impulse response h of n and input is x of n. This system produces the output as y of n. Consider like this. To determine the y of n, based on the input and system response, y of n is determined from the convolving between the x of n and h of n. This is nothing but convolution operator. Convolution operator, and it is nothing but summation x of k h of n minus k, here k minus infinity to infinity. In this way we can calculate the output. So actually one derivation is there to determine the output from the knowledge of x of n and h of n. Directly I am writing the definition here. So from this here shortly we represent like convolving between x of n and h of n. Here convolution operator involves, from this equation if you observe, it involves many operations. The first one is folding. That means here two sequences are given, one is x of n, another one h of n. Firstly we should replace these variables from n to k, like x of k, h of k, and again here we should find out the h of minus k from the h of k by using the folding operation. So folding is necessary. The second one is shifting. After getting the h of minus k, we should find out h of n minus k. Here n depends on minus infinity to infinity values. So this h of minus k is shifting towards the x-axis from minus infinity to infinity based on the n value. So shifting operation is required. The second one, after getting this shifting, that means like h of 1 minus k, h of 0 minus k, h of minus 1 minus k, and so on like that, we should multiply this shifting sequence with the input sequence. So we should use the multiplication operation. And next one is after multiplying, so here k value is from minus infinity to infinity. So here we should substitute k value here, then so add individual product terms. That means here, so after multiplication, based on these k values we have the so many product terms. So here summation means we have to add all the product terms. So we should use adder or summer. So that means here our addition operation. Okay. So okay, here it is nothing but this convolution operator involves folding, shifting, multiplication, addition operations. Based on this convolution, so you can determine the output of the system. It is nothing but time domain analysis. Time domain analysis of the discrete time system. Okay. So now here for this convolution, what are the different properties? We will see here. So now properties of convolution. The first one is identity or shifting. Identity and shifting. So what is this here? We will see. Identity and shifting property means if you take the x of n and if you convolve this x of n with the impulse signal del of n, that gives the sequence. What is that? X of n. Here, if it gives the output value y of n, then y of n should be equal to x of n. That is, here observe, here is h of n system. If this system response is del of n, here I am taking x of n as input. Now usually the system output is y of n. This y of n is nothing but x of n convolved with h of n. Here h of n is del of n. Now x of n convolved with del of n is nothing but from this property the same signal x of n. Now y of n is equal to x of n. It is nothing but identity property. This system is identity system. Identity property. Now, how can you prove this one? X of n convolved with del of n means summation n minus infinity to infinity, take k here, x of k, here second sequence is folding and shifting. That means here that is del of n. So write like this. So from the definition, convolution definition, so I am just replacing here del of n in the h of n place. Okay, right. See here, this is equal to. So here, what is the meaning of this one? X of k into del of n minus k. So okay, here we know that sampling property. What is the sampling property? Sampling property means we have the impulse signal properties. In that, this is the one of the property of the unit impulse signal, that is the sampling property, that is x of n into del of n is nothing but if you multiply this x of n into del of n, what is the resultant one? What is the del of n? Del of n is equal to 1 at n is equal to 0 only. Otherwise 0. That means it exists only at n is equal to 0. If you multiply this to the any signal, right? So you can get the, what is that? At n is equal to 0. Here the amplitude is 1. Here whatever the amplitude, that is multiplied with the 1. So 1 into x is nothing but x, like that. Here 1 into amplitude gives that amplitude. That means x of n at n is equal to 0. X of 0 value is x of 0 value will be appeared here. That means x of 0 is only the amplitude. So here at we can get the at what value of n you can get the x of n at n is equal to 0. To represent that one, we should place this one. So that means x of 0 into del of n. Okay. And then we have the another one, x of n into del of n minus n naught is nothing but. So here del of n minus n naught means it is equal to 1 at n is equal to n naught, otherwise 0. That means it exists only at n is equal to n naught. So if you multiply this one with the x of n, so at n is equal to n naught, what value is there in x of n, that will be the output. That means x of n at x of n at n is equal to n naught. That means x of n naught amplitude value. To represent the here, what is that signal? So place this one, del of n minus n naught. So here based on the property, this property, here this x of k which is multiplied by the del of n minus k, right? So that is nothing but, so what is that here? Tell me from this property. So x of k into del of n minus k is nothing but del of, here k is the variable, so it exists at k is equal to n. Okay, so see here, it exists at k is equal to n. Am I correct? K is the variable here. That's why at k is equal to n, this del of n minus k is equal to 1. At k is not equal to n, this del of n minus k is equal to 0. So that's why here this is equal to, okay. Okay, this is equal to, what is that? Summation k minus infinity to infinity x of k at k is equal to n. So how can I denote this one? X of k at k is equal to n means x of n into del of n minus k. And this is equal to, observe here, x of n now independent to k. So now take it outside. So then summation k minus infinity to infinity del of n minus k. What is the summation of impulse function? Always 1, since it exists only at one variable, at one value, right? So at n is equal to k, it gives the value 1. If you sum all over the k range, you can get the amplitude only at k is equal to n, then that value is 1. So area under the curve or summation under the particular impulse sequence is nothing but 1. So which gives x of n. So in this way we can prove like this: x of n convolved with del of n, always nothing but x of n. Okay, this is the identity property. Okay. So shifting property in the convolution. Similarly, so that is with the identity property, just to see here, if I take x of k, which is convolved with a del of n minus k, then that is nothing but x of n minus k. Okay, right? So if I convolve this, what is that? X of n, right? Take x of n, not x of k, input sequence. X of n and convolve with shifting of the particular sequence del of n minus k, then that is equal to x of n minus k. Okay, this one also you can prove in the similar manner as I said before. So try this one. Okay, so try this one. So now here from this, so what is the conclusion here? In the previous case we have taken del of n only, that exists at n is equal to 0. That's why we can get the x of n. So but now it is here del of n minus k, that means it exists at n is equal to k. So now here we have to replace this here, or is that n minus k in the place of n here. Okay, that's why x of n minus k. So you can get like this. So here convolving between x of n and del of n gives the x of n. Convolving between x of n and shifting of the particular impulse signal gives the same signal x of n signal, but that is shifted with respect to the impulse signal shifting parameter. Okay, so that is the conclusion here. Now coming to the commutative law. Commutative law. So what is this commutative law? AB is equal to BA, like that. X of n convolved with h of n always gives h of n, which is convolved with x of n. So here that means, just see here, here it is h of n, system response. Input is x of n. The output is y of n. Here y of n is nothing but x of n convolved with h of n, like this, which is always equal to, if I take input as a system response x of n, here impulse response is nothing but a input. Now it gives also the same output y of n. Okay, right? So you can prove this one also by taking summation formulas, but not necessary here. But understand just here what is the commutative law. So that means, so you can interchange these two values, and then you can get the same values. There is no problem in that. So from this here, if it is equal to y of n, y of n is nothing but summation k minus infinity to infinity x of k h of n minus k, from the first formula, this one. It is always equal to, from the second formula, what is that? H of k into x of n minus k. Okay, right? H of n convolved with x of n. Here this is x of n convolved with h of n. So you may use either any one formula to determine the y of n. Okay, there is no problem in this. Okay, now coming to the another property, that is the associative law. Associative. What is the associative law? Actually, A into BC is equal to AB into C, like that. Like that here also. What is here? Operator is convolution operator. In the place of particular operator like product sum, here you just use the convolution operator. Okay, now what is that here? So see, x of n convolved with h of n is equal into, so take the another one, 2 impulse responses. Now x of n, which is convolved with h1 of n convolved with h2 of n, and this is the associative law. From the associative law you can write like this. That means here what it means here, what is that internal what is that importance of this associative law? See here, if I give x of n to the one system, that is h1 of n, it gives output by convolving these two. Okay, right. Now if I apply this particular output to the another system, h2 of n, now this system output is nothing but input convolved with h2 of n. What is the input here? X of n convolved with h1 of n. So let it be y1 of n, like that, of course, which is convolved with the second system. What is that? h2 of n. Okay, that means if systems are cascading in nature, right, more systems are there, those are cascading like this. Output is connected to the second system input and so on, like this. Okay, so here how can you find out the here cascading system output? You just take this type of formula, x of n convolved with first system response, find the answer, and then convolve that one with the second system response and find the answer, and then convolve that one with the third system response. In such a way you can find out the output. And in other way we can do like this from associative formula. Here consider all the systems impulse responses. So find out the convolution between all these system responses, like this, h1 of n convolved with h2 of n convolved with h3 of n and so on, like that. Now just apply input to the system. Now you can get the output as x of n convolved with all system responses, all system responses convolution. Okay na, right? So now this is the answer. Okay na, right? Here in this way, by using associative law, no need to calculate like this. So you just convolve all these